Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you this beautiful hot chocolate inspired makeup look. You can see the chocolate browns on the eyes and lips, and then I did white on the lid to represent the marshmallows, and it's just really pretty, and I love the way that it turned out. And almost everything in this makeup tutorial is drugstore, except for I'm using a Too Faced chocolate bronzer because I can't do a hot cocoa look and not use my chocolate bronzer, like, of course. But everything else, like even the eyes and the lips and like the important stuff, is all drugstore. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe before you leave, and let's just get started. Okay, so I did this eye off camera already, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out, and now I'm going to show you guys it on this eye. So I'm gonna blend. I already primed my eyelids with my Profusion Pigment Base eyeshadow primer in neutral, and then I set my inner corner to brow bone area with a matte nude shadow. And for eyeshadow palette today, I'm using the Juvia's The Chocolates palette, and this is so gorgeous. It has such beautiful chocolate shades in it, and I'm gonna be using this shade on my Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, and I'm just gonna blend that into my crease. It's a beautiful, warm brown shade. And I'm gonna pack it down on the lid first. I'm not gonna worry about blending yet. I'm going to just pack it down so we can get the most pigment out of the shadow as possible. And I'm not gonna worry about getting eyeshadow on my lid because we're gonna cut the crease later anyway. So it's not going to matter if some of it gets into the crease, or not the crease, if some of it gets onto the lid, because we're just gonna clean that up later. Once we've got it packed down like that and we're looking crazy, I'm going to I'm gonna add a little bit more depth, and I'm gonna use my Morphe JH43 brush, and I'm gonna mix these two shades right here, and I'm just going to pack them right into the tightest part of the crease to get some extra dimension in there. Just like that. They almost look like blacks, but they're like really deep chocolate browns. And then I'm just gonna go back in with my Essential Crease Brush and whatever's left on it, and just kind of blend over the dark shades. I'm just going to blend that out now, and I'm going to use my Morphe M562 brush and this shade right here, and I'm just going to start blending around the edges with this teeny tiny brush. It helps be more precise so that we can add this extra color and blend it out without bringing it up too far onto the brow bone, because we aren't trying to bring this all the way into the brow bone, because that would look weird. And this brush really helps get in this inner corner portion that's hard to get in with the bigger brushes. Okay, so then once we have the lid down, or not the lid, the crease stuff done, and it looks pretty good, I'm going to move on to the lid, the part that really pulls this whole look together. And I'm going to be using a white to like represent the marshmallow in the hot cocoa. And you can use just like any white matte shadow that you have. But I'm gonna be using the one in the Morphe James Charles palette. So I'm gonna be cutting my crease with my Profusion Pigment Base eyeshadow primer in white and my e.l.f. little tiny concealer brush. Actually, I decided first I'm going to use a little makeup wipe, and I'm gonna wipe off the parts of the lid that have like a crazy amount of dark brown shadow on them, so that way it's not like coming through onto the white when we're trying to cut the crease. And then once we have that done, I'm gonna go in with this shade that we use to blend the darker browns, and I'm gonna put it right here up against this white and where the white stops, like right here in the middle between the two, and just like add a little bit of extra color, so that way we can put this shade right here, the like nice chocolate brown, on this outer corner, the very outer corner, and it'll kind of be a nice gradient between the white and the dark brown, the nice chocolate brown. That is so pretty, look at that. It looks so much better on this eye even, like it looks perfect. Like this kind of look makes me so happy for fall. This is like my favorite, these are like my favorite looks to create. Okay, so then once the eyes are done, we're gonna move on to the face makeup. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, and apply that all over my face. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide Primer. And then I'm going to do foundation now, and I'm going to use my new favorite foundation combination. This is the Revolution Super Serum Hyaluronic Acid Foundation, my favorite of all time, and my Uoma Beauty by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life Foundation. my camera randomly just started dying on me. It's starting to go kaput, like I need to buy a new camera battery. So I just went ahead and did my concealer. I used my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and then I used my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder to set my face. And now we're gonna move on to the cheeks. I'm gonna use my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Natural Chocolate Bronzer in Caramel Cocoa. Oh, I love this stuff. It smells so good. And I'm just going to use that with my Morphe JH02 brush. This is the most perfect bronzer for this hot chocolate makeup look because it literally smells like chocolate and it's so perfect. I'm going to use my Essence V blush in the shade Bespoke on my cheeks. It's like a beautiful bronzy shade. To stick with the bronzy chocolate kind of idea, I guess. I'm going to try out this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. Whenever I swatch it, I feel like it's gonna be way too dark, but I'm just gonna give it a try, and if it looks too dark, then we'll go over it with a different highlight. And this brush was my JH02 brush for Morphe, and now I'm gonna be using the Do Care highlighting brush with this Pure Nude highlighter. Actually, oh, it doesn't look too bad. I always thought this would be too dark for my skin tone, but it actually looks fine, and we can add that beautiful dewy glow without it being super glittery or super intense. It just adds that perfect little highlight to the cheeks without being too much. I'll go over it with my I'm gonna go over it with my e.l.f. one of my favorite highlighters. This is basically like the same thing, but it's much lighter, and it's a little bit less intense than the Essence one is, but it's pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna go over what's on my T-zone just to kind of try to lighten this up a little bit. There we go, that helps. And then I'm gonna use this Milani Stellar Lights highlighter palette in Rose Glow, and I'm just gonna use this light white shade right here, and I'm gonna use this on the inner corner of my eyes just to help give a little bit of shimmeriness in there and make it look not so incredibly matte. And I'm going to use my Milani Make It Last Original Setting Spray and just set my face. Okay, so then I'm going to use my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Pure White on my waterline. I'm going to use my Morphe M508 brush, and I'm going to just use this shade right here and a little bit of this shade, and I'm going to apply those on my lower lash line. Then I'm going to use my ColourPop Act Natural mascara. And then I'm going to finish this look off by doing my lips. I'm going to use the Milani Understatement lip liner in the shade Rich Cocoa. I've never had one of these before, so this is my very first one that I've ever gotten. I'm going to line my lips with this and fill them in. Ooh, that is so creamy. That's the creamiest liner I've ever used. So then for lipstick, I'm gonna use my Milani Color Fetish matte lipstick in the shade Sensual. It's a beautiful dark chocolate brown. It is so gorgeous. I'm going to apply this on top. Okay, so this is the completed hot chocolate inspired makeup look. I really love the way that it turned out, and it was pretty much almost all drugstore makeup except for my bronzer, but I had to use my chocolate bronzer for my chocolate inspired makeup look, of course. But everything else was pretty much drugstore. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.